Dear Albert, I've got a problem and I can't seem to solve it myself. So I'm writing to you and hoping maybe you can give me some help. My problem is me. And my dad's job, I guess. Mostly, I suppose I'm the problem, though. You see, my dad works for this big oil company, and he's done really well. In a sense, I'm lucky. We've always lived in nice houses. In fact, every time we move to a bigger and better house. The one we live in now even has a pool and a tennis court. I've got my own computer and a color TV in my room, and last year I even got a new CD player. I guess it sounds like I shouldn't have any problems. Well, it's all great for my dad and my mom, but I'm going into 9th grade, and this is the 5th move that I can remember. Every time my dad gets a promotion, we move to a different part of the United States. And I'm just not the kind of person who makes friends easily. In fact, I have a hard time making friends. I do good in school. I like music. I even play the piano and drums. I follow sports, especially basketball, but I'm not very athletic. I try, but I'm just not too coordinated. And I just don't know how to walk up to people and introduce myself and fit in. I've talked to my dad, but he just says I'm shy and I should try a little harder. My mom suggests I invite my new friends over to the house to get acquainted. I guess I would, too, if I had any friends to invite. Like I said, this is my 5th move, and every one has gotten harder. The real reason I'm writing to you, Albert, is that I'm here in my new house, in my new room, going to my new school, and I haven't made one friend. What do you suggest? Tired of moving, Mike.
Dear Mike, you know you're not the only kid in this country faced with this problem. Your dad moves as a part of his business. Lots of kids whose parents are in the armed services face transfers almost every year. I know that telling you that doesn't help, and you've probably already heard it before, but I want you to know that you're not alone. Anyhow, I had this friend whose father was an officer in the Army, and he had moved even more times than you. I remember him telling me that he had problems just walking up to people and introducing himself. That works for adults, I guess, but it doesn't always in school. Anyhow, he said he always made the school bulletin board his first stop in a new school. Looks for clubs, organizations, stuff like that where they invite new members. Your best bet, according to my friend, was the service groups. Not every kid is willing to join a group where you're expected to do stuff to help other people. That's one place to start. If you play a musical instrument, go directly to the music teacher and see if you can try it for one of the school's musical groups. If there aren't any notices on the bulletin board, go to your guidance counselor or your homeroom teacher and ask them to help make suggestions about clubs or groups you can join. Don't rule out church groups either. I don't know if you go to church or not, but just about every religion has some kind of activities for kids. And so long as the church is in the same town as your school, you'll probably meet many of the kids with whom you go to school. Were you ever in the Boy Scouts? That may not sound too exciting, but actually scouting today is a pretty neat experience. And the telephone book will give you your local scouting office, and you can get started locating a troop right there. You know, there's even another place to check. Believe it or not, most cities and towns have what they call a Chamber of Commerce. Call their office. They can even suggest other area youth groups outside of school and church. I know, I've checked. Don't give up, Mike. Even if you aren't a joiner, give it a try. Just try to select a group where the group itself is interesting to you. You will probably find at least a couple kids with whom you'll enjoy hanging out. After all, my My grandfather always says you can count your good friends on one hand. It only takes one or two. Your friend, Albert.